Hello, everyone. Sorry for the 4 minute delay. I am having some technical difficulties with all my setup, which I regret. I usually take a few moments earlier to set it up, but today I was just so busy and I waited last minute, and the next thing I know, my camera is not working. My share screen is not working for some reason. Let me just make sure I am live. Okay. Just make sure I am live before that also goes downhill, just to make sure I am live. Okay, I am live. And then I had this beautiful, beautiful PowerPoint that I made to share with you guys, but apparently technology is not working on me today, and I didn't want to miss um my live stream of 10 a.m. as I promised. So I'm here doing what I can. Let me know. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Just making sure this is working. I hate it when some things don't work, but just like anything in life, nothing is perfect. And I preach that, right? I preach that with fitness and everything else. I should apply that to all other things in life. Anyway, I am sorry for the rant. I'm going to start here. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my training. If you are hopping on here live, let me know so I can interact. I do see the comments. Let me put it on so I can see any live comments right here on the side. Okay, let's jump in because I had all the delay going on. I didn't want to waste you guys' time any longer. So today is training number 16, how lean people stay effortlessly lean. I know I hyped this up a bit where I ask myself, I ask you ladies if you've experienced this before. Now, do you know anyone in your life, like a cousin or a friend, that you just see them, when every time you guys get together and just eat whatever they want. They go out on weekends, and then they just go out every weekend and they eat anything they want, but for some reason they just don't gain a pound, or they just effortlessly stay lean and fit. And I mean, it's different if you're just built to be small and skinny and thin, but for lean people who actually works out and who actually, are very conscious um with their health and their physique, how do they stay consistent all year round? How do they not gain it back when summer comes or when the holiday comes? That's what I'm going to be talking about today, and I'll be sharing with you guys today. So, if y'all can hear me, please let me know. And if you're here, please let me know you're here so I know that I'm not alone. I see some viewers, but you guys are awfully quiet. It would be nice to be interacting live with you guys so I can maybe answer some live questions. If you have anything in mind, just feel free to jump in between the training. So, ooh, sorry. My daughter has the YouTube on. I accidentally pressed play. Anyway, so like what I said, let me ask you, do you know anyone in your life that's just effortlessly always fit their whole entire life? The thing is, if you don't know anyone, let's say you're just following someone like an influencer on the internet, on Instagram, you're fitfluencer, someone you look up to, and you've been following them for so long and for a while now, and you probably also ask this question: how are they doing it so consistently? How are they staying lean all year round? But the thing is, you only see a portion of their life, okay? What we call reels, um, reels. You only see a very small portion of their life, and usually they post the highlights and stuff, but you're not seeing the majority of it, like what they're doing in entirety to ensure. That's why you're seeing the physical results that you're seeing. That's why they're staying lean. You're not seeing like the background of it. You're probably just seeing like a snippet of a day in their life, like a weekend, a party they went to, and you're not seeing the majority of it. So, what is their secret sauce? And that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today. Are you guys excited to know what that secret sauce is? That is building, they build and continuously practice lean habits. Okay, we're calling it lean habits, and you can do the same. These are small habits that you can just develop on your own. Just develop new habits of that person that you want to be. Um, where you see that person you want to be, your goal person, that physique that you want to end up in. That in this case, we're talking about being lean, right? So if you want to be lean, just picture that person as you being lean, and then think about it. What are the habits that this lean person does every single day in their life to sustain this consistent results? And that's what you need to develop right now, currently. And you need to develop these small habits, one bite size at a time. And um, what I'm going to be sharing with you today, it's going to be those 6 habits of lean people. You know, the 6 habits that these lean people have incorporated into their daily lives. And a lot of these are really, really common sense. You're probably going to get mad at me because, oh, we probably already know all of these, but most likely, if you're not there yet, if you're not lean yet, if you're not in your goal weight yet, most likely you're missing out on some of these habits and you are not doing them consistently. And this training basically serves as your sign knocking on your door saying that, hey, you need to do something, get up and do something about it so you can achieve your results. Okay, take this training as a sign that you need to get your ass up and do something about it, okay? So, the first habit, so like what I mentioned earlier, there's 6. So, if you guys are, if you like to write notes, I'm going to give you a minute to grab your pen and paper to write all these 6 habits down. Take some notes if you need to. Um, and let me know what you think, okay? So the first habit is very, very obvious, like what I said, is to exercise regularly. Okay. Number one, exercise speeds up your metabolism. No doubt. We all know that. Science says so. No one's going to argue with that. Okay. So it's a win win for everybody. It is tiring. I know it can be exhausting, but just look at the benefits. Okay. It's going to speed up your metabolism. It's going to make you healthier overall, and it's a win-win situation overall. And plus, let me tell you, okay, I've heard this a million times from people, from ladies that I talk to every single day. Exercise really is the easiest part of fitness, okay, of this weight loss journey you're going through, the fitness journey in general, fitness in general. Weight loss is always, always the easiest part. Okay, nutrition is where the problem usually comes in. Nutrition is where people usually struggle, and exercise is the easy part. So I suggest just go on, get up and do it. Stop making those excuses anymore and just get up and exercise regularly. Okay, so with that being said, I hope I've switched your perspective, you know, from, oh, again, I'm going to exercise again to, oh, yeah, exercise is easy because all I have to do is get up and do it. Um, Nutrition is harder than this, actually. I have to have more self control, more mindful eating habits that I need to develop. It's a lot more deeper and harder than exercise. So trust me. Okay, if that's clear to anyone out there, just type clear in the comments below. Let me know that I'm making sense to you guys. Okay. So the second habit that I want you to learn that lean people have continuously incorporated in their lives is that they monitor their progress. Okay, monitor, you have to monitor your progress. Okay, this will keep you from accidentally, you know, gaining 10 to 20 pounds. If you monitor, it keeps you accountable when you monitor your progress through maybe weighing yourself on the scale, measuring your circumference, your waist, um, taking pictures weekly or every month, it doesn't matter as long as you do it consistently. You have to monitor your progress, especially taking pictures because it says a lot. It says a lot. And you might not feel it on the scale, on the number on the scale, but if you see yourself and you monitor your progress on photos, it says a lot on how you're, if you're doing things right or if you need to change things. So I personally, I'm going to share with you what I do is I personally weigh myself 3 to 5 times a day. I don't really get easily triggered with a number in the scale. If you're that person, maybe you lessen it, maybe for maybe twice a month or 3 times. It depends on how you are. I see the number on the scale as merely a data point, something I would take an average to because, our weights fluctuate every time, especially as women. It fluctuates every single day. And it's best to take the average instead of like a single point. And the more data point you have, the more accurate representation of what your weight is. So that's what it is. Okay. And I usually take pictures and measurements every 3 to 4 weeks. Um, so every maybe less than a month or once a month, because it does take a lot of effort to take your progress pictures. You got to take your front side, your back, and it's a whole process. But I think once a week is about enough just to monitor your progress. So that's habit number 2. And then habit number 3 is eat similar foods most of the days. So basically, you can, I mean, it can get boring at some times, but if you're someone who's busy, who just doesn't have the time for like complicated cooking, you don't really cook much, and then you don't really have the time to make these complicated recipes and stuff, I suggest you have to have these easy staples of meals every single day and eat similar foods most of the time. Eat them as much as you can and as long as you enjoy them most of the time, because this will decrease the number of like food related decisions that you make each day. I mean, that's another thing I need to worry about on top of all the million things that I am worrying about. Oh, it's just too much thinking for me. And the less path, the less um, the easier I make it for myself, the more I stick to what I need to do, if you get what I'm saying. So let me know if that's clear. The easier we make it for ourselves, the more we'll stay on course, basically. So try to eat similar foods most day. I don't mind eating oats every single day. I love it. I enjoy the food. If I get tired of it, I do switch things up a bit. But as long as they're similar, and you're hitting your nutrition targets, your calories and your macros, and you're hitting those targets, you're in good shape. And that's the thing. If you eat similar foods every day, that's less thinking as well. So that's less plugging, like, or scanning. If you're tracking your macros and calories, you don't have to think of, oh yeah, how much did I eat? What did I eat today? Because you already had the data from yesterday. You're eating something similar and probably the same thing. So you just, copy that on your app if you're using MyFitnessPal. Okay, so that's habit number 3. And habit number 4 is you gotta learn how to recognize your hunger signal. Sorry, I'm so used to looking at my big camera that's not working right now. I keep forgetting that I'm on my webcam. So right there, you guys are right there. Okay, so habit number 4 is recognize your hunger signals. Okay, this is a little bit tough. It's probably, let's see, the toughest one out of these 6 habits. It's something that's gonna take a while to learn. Don't beat up yourself for it if it's something that it doesn't come naturally to you. It's something that you need to learn and hone in on. It's a skill, okay? That you got to recognize your hunger signals. You got to learn to differentiate between physical hunger and psychological hunger. They're both different. So this is how they're different. Okay, so if it's psychological hunger, it's usually stemming from your emotions It's mindless eating. When you're bored, you snack. When you're stressed, you snack. When you're anxious, you reach for the pantry and you snack. It's a habit. It's a habit that you got to break. Okay. And then on the other hand, physical hunger is like something you feel in your stomach. It's like a pit, something in your stomach that feels different and you're hungry. And it usually comes at a predictable times each day. It's not like a random thing, like not like emotional eating. When you're bored, randomly bored, you just grab a snack. Okay, physical hunger usually comes in predictable times of day. Okay, so you got to learn how to differentiate it before you reach out for something in the pantry. You got to evaluate yourself, step back, evaluate yourselves. Hey, self, Carla, are you really hungry? Is this something you really want to eat? Is it really time for you to eat? Is your stomach empty? Are you really running low with energy? Are you really hungry? So that's your physical hunger. If yes, then go ahead and eat it. But if you're just, mindlessly reaching out for it just because, just for the heck of it, then you can step back and say, okay, next time I'll wait until I'm really hungry. Unless you really want it and you're really, really craving for it, I don't suggest you to deprive yourself. Just grab a bite, because the more you deprive yourself from it, the more you say no and restrict yourself, the more you'll end up probably overeating at the end of the day. So if you really, really want it and crave it, even though you're not physically hungry, but you really want it and you know the consequences that it might slow your progress down, but you still want it, you still want it, you're still craving for it, just have a bite or two or a couple, because that's better than restricting yourself and ending up overeating at the end of the day. Okay. I hope that's resonating with some of you guys. I know a lot of you ladies are posted have posted concerns on mindless eating, and I know it's a very, very common struggle. If that's you, raise your hand, let us know, so we all know we're not alone in this struggle right here. Okay, that's habit number 4. And then habit number 5 is you just gotta prioritize, just like your meetings or appointments, your doctor appointments and stuff, your job. Those things are non-negotiables, right? You have to just block your schedule if you need to, and treat it as an appointment. Prioritize your workouts and your nutrition. Okay, habit number 5, you got to prioritize your workout and nutrition. You have to have a clear, solid plan daily. Okay, have it clear. What workouts do you need to do? How are your meals going to look like for the day? How much do you need to eat in order to meet your goals? And if you have a clear picture of that, you got to set this as a non-negotiable. It has to be done. Okay? But even with that said, I'm going to tell you, it won't be perfect. And don't beat yourself up for it, okay? Every day, some things will happen, some things will show up. I just did a training. I think my last training, um, training number 15 is what to do when life happens, when holidays happens, when birthday happens. Um, and that's exactly what I said in that training. Nothing's going to be not it's not going to be perfect every single day, and it's okay. Okay, once you have that acceptance and you've accepted that this is going to be a lifestyle journey, a lifestyle change, on the grand scheme of things, when you mess up in one day, it doesn't really matter, right? As long as you did your best and you did prioritize your workouts and nutrition, and you have that good intent to do so, and plan and clarity to do so, then you're in good shape. Okay, so in habit number 6, our last habit for this training is just get back on track. So, um, piggybacking from habit number 5, that last thing that I mentioned, that not everything's going to be perfect, not everything's going to go your way. When that does happen, this is where habit number 6 comes to play. You just get back on track, just hop back on the wagon. Don't let that one night throw you off. Don't let that one incident of mess up throw you off. Okay, it's not the end of the world. Consistency, overall consistency, on the grand scheme of things, always beats perfection. Okay, let's not try to be perfect here. Let's try to be consistent. Okay, if you stay consistent, then that one mess up won't mess the whole entire thing. Okay, it's not gonna throw all your hard work out the window. Okay, that's habit number 6. And then what I want you to do is to master each one until you have most of them down. We are not going 180, wake up next day and working on all of these 6 habits. Oh, I'm new me, new week, new me. On a Monday, I'm going to be my new self and work on all of these habits 1 through 6. It's going to be different. No, I don't want you to do that. That's not how it works. That's not how you reach consistency. You reach consistency by working on these small habits at a time, bite-sized chunk, take it in one bite-sized chunk, and then once you get consistent, you start adding on to it every single day until you reach that consistency. So you got to work on those habits one at a time. So your homework. Oh, Lan said, gotta go. I didn't know you were watching, Lan. I didn't know you're here. Okay, I'll see you later. Thanks for joining me. So your homework, you guys' homework for today, for this training, your action item, and I want to hear all about it if you guys do decide to start working on this, is to work on these habits. Habits 1 through 6. Start small, like what I said. Start with habit number 1. Choose one of these habits and make it a priority for about 3 to 4 weeks. That's how long. That's how long of a commitment this is. That's how these lean people stay lean, because it's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle thing that they just incorporated in their life, and that's how they stay lean forever. Okay? Take one of these habits, work on it for 3 to 4 weeks until it feels natural and until you hit consistency. Once it feels more habitual and natural and you just don't have to think about it and effortless, add another habit into it. Work on habits number 1 and number 2, and then you just repeat the process until you get everything perfectly. Okay, that's your homework for this training. I hope to see everyone working on it and letting us know in the group how it goes. Okay, so which one, before I leave you guys, I just want to make a quick poll right here. Which one of these 6 habits are you currently struggling with? Are they all something you're just effortlessly doing every single day? Or some of them easy, some of them hard? Which one of the 6 habits are you really, really, really struggling with? And you think, even if you haven't worked on it and are planning to work on it, which one do you think is going to give you the hardest time? Okay, let us know. Let us know in the chat below. And that's it for this training. I'll see you guys on next week. Next week, Wednesday, I'll be traveling in Colorado. Hopefully, I'm still able to deliver my live training, but we'll see. I'll let you guys know the status if I'm able to do that. If not, I'll just postpone it, maybe some other different days. But I will see you next week. Training number 17, I think. Yeah, let me see what training number 17 is, just to make sure you guys are aware. I forgot the schedule. If you don't know, the schedule is posted up. It's pinned up in this group. So if you want to check that out. Okay, training number 17 is how to make weight loss suck less. Okay, I hope you guys are excited for that. Weight loss, like what I said, is not easy. It is hard, but it can be simple, and we can make it suck a little bit less. Okay? Okay, that's it, everyone. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you in the group.